to the Trust the Plan podcast. This is episode 163. I'm Nick.
And I'm Preston.
And Jim is AWOL.
Yeah, he's got some responsibilities this morning.
Yeah, he's at the orthodontist.
Yeah.
So, we told him, we told the orthodontist, we go live at 10 a.m. and they don't seem to care.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So we thought that Preston can fill in here. I think he'll do a wonderful job. But before we get into today's topic, today's episode is sponsored by the Peak Organic Blend, which I know is a huge hit for all of you. And it has a nice label here. It says, "Thank you for your referral. We appreciate the trust and confidence you have in our work. We look forward to working with you." Or with them. Yeah, with them.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I've heard great things. I haven't tried it myself, though. But
Didn't you just say I love it? You love the idea.
I love the writing on the back. Yeah,
Okay.
That's what I meant.
I wrote that myself, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a little thing. Okay. So if you subscribe on YouTube, we will send you one of these. The first 5, let me say. First 5 people to subscribe, you're going to have a FedEx box showing up on your doorstep with the Peak Organic Blend in the box. So
Good
smash the subscribe button, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Preston, what is the topic for 163?
We're going to talk about a new law that got signed right like the final day of 2022 where, there's a whole list of spending and everything going on in the law. But the really exciting thing is now there is an ability to convert 529 plans into Roth IRAs.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really exciting because, in the past there was always a worry about what if I overfund my 529, then I get penalized, what's going to happen? And now this is a great opportunity to use that overfunded money.
I would guess at least 50% of people, when we're talking about college funding, they do have this terrible concern that the 529 would be overfunded, whether the kid doesn't go to school or for other concerns. But let me tell you in reality how many 529s have been overfunded. You can probably guess. 0. In 23 years of 529s, and in my industry experience, I've seen nobody overfund their 529, not even by $1. So do you think I'm concerned about that for people?
Not at all.
Yeah. So the other thing people say is, well, I'm counting on a scholarship. You want to know how many scholarships I've seen? Not many.
Yeah.
I can probably count them on, like meaningful scholarships.
Right.
And by the way, let me also say this. Scholarship conversation, the 2022 Peak Invest in Others scholarship went unclaimed because nobody applied. And I think that's just kind of strange.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. You'd think free money's out there, go and grab it.
Yeah. All you have to do is, apply.
Yeah.
It's not too hard.
Right. The requirement is like, where are you going to college? What's one page about why you deserve it?
Exactly. I'd like to think that there are 1,000 people applying, but if 0 people apply, then 0 money gets paid out.
Right.
Okay. We were able to do something special with the money this year, but we're hoping that we have college applicants next year. All right. So if I do end up with extra money left in my 529, the original situation was, can you explain that?
Yeah, so before you really just had 2 options and neither of them were all that good. So the one option would be you take the money out of the 529, just as a standard withdrawal. And because it wouldn't be for a qualified educational expense, you would have to pay a 10% penalty on the withdrawal, and any gains in the account you would have to pay tax on, which the whole reason you use the 529 is for the tax deduction and the tax-free growth. So it kind of ruins that whole aspect of the plan. And your other option...
Let me just clarify. I want to make sure that came out right. So the earnings would be taxed and penalized.
Mm-hmm.
Like like a Roth. So the tax situation is very similar to a Roth, actually, right? You make after-tax contributions, and the earnings, if used for a qualified expense, which is college, would be tax-free. But if you don't use it for college, then the earnings only would be taxed and penalized. And let me say this, you could set up the withdrawal such that it's in the kid's name, and oftentimes the kid would have a zero tax rate. So in some cases, the tax would only be 10%, which is the penalty amount.
Right.
Okay, so sorry for interrupting.
No, I'm glad you clarified. And then your other option would be to change the beneficiary of the account. So, if you had a son or a daughter and they end up not using the 529, you could change it to your second child, or if you don't have a second child, you could just kind of leave it in the account until you have a grandchild and then make the grandchild beneficiary. The sort of negative with this plan, though, is, your plan all along was to use it for the first child. So now the benefit is delayed, but you do still get the benefit, which is nice.
Yeah, kind of like an educational legacy.
Right.
There's no need to set up like a trust for your grandkids' college if you can just use a 529, where a trust is taxed every year, and the 529 could be tax-free for generations.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
But it made me think, right? Wait, did you say the 15-year rule? Did you mention that yet?
I have not mentioned.
Okay, go ahead and explain the rules.
Right. So now there's the third option of moving it into a Roth IRA. And the caveat is the 529 has to have been opened for 15 years. And the money that is being moved from the 529 into the Roth has to have been in the 529 for at least 5.
Okay. So the Congress is basically saying you can't just go set up a 529 and, use it like a backdoor to fund your Roth. It has to be originally opened up with the intent of using it for college. There's the 15 years, like for a kid. Maybe they're an adult now, and now, the money's not needed for whatever reason. This is a great way to, one, maybe use the money for the kids' Roth, right? Give them a kind of a retirement head start, since they didn't need the money for college. Okay, they're still benefiting the original person that you're hoping to benefit with the same tax benefits. But I was thinking of it kind of greedy, and I'm like, maybe I can use this for my own Roth IRA, right? Yeah. So how would that work?
Yeah, so that would kind of work where, you open the 529 and you can name yourself as beneficiary. And that's allowed in all cases, if you don't have a child yet and wanted to save for college, that's how you do it. But so in your example, you set yourself up as the beneficiary. And, once you've reached the 15-year rule, you can just move it into a Roth IRA under your name, because this rollover has to go into the named beneficiary's Roth. So if the child's named, it would have to go into their name.
But we know that we can change beneficiaries on 529s anytime we want.
Right.
So if my kid doesn't if there's leftover money, I can switch my name, the beneficiary, back into my name, and then get on the Roth train.
Right. Exactly.
I might do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this is really great legislation as it relates to the 529 and the Roth. Yeah. So if you think you might have excess money in the 529, probably won't, but if you do, we have a solution for you, and we can help you get it done. We haven't done it with anyone yet because it's brand new, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If you'd like to learn more or book an appointment with us, maybe you have a second opinion about some other stuff that you're working on, or maybe you want some coffee, book an appointment at peakwm.com. And also subscribe. Yeah, for the coffee. Right? Got to subscribe. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.